Hi, this is Tom from Infinity Bricks, and I have another LEGO Star Wars set review for you. This is set number 75187, and it's BB8. And even though this isn't officially a UCS set, we do have the sticker here on the panel with the information about BB8, that he's a BB unit astromech droid, and his affiliation is the Resistance. And also we have the little minifigure version of him as well. So everything about this set really does say that it is a UCS set. And I really love the fact that we did get the inclusion of that stand. I think it just adds to its overall look when you have it on display. Now, I love the way that this set has been built up. The spherical look is fantastic and really cleverly used technique in how all this has been built together as separate panels that all fit in. Inside there's a lot of technic work that's gone on, and that's so that it could add this sort of rotating head with this bobble, which I think it's great, this little wobbling head. And that's just been achieved by an elastic band in there, which allows that additional motion. And all the way around, I'll take the stand away, all the way around he's very, very spherical, as you can see. All of these panels are very individual in their design. This one here on this side opens up the front panel, which brings out the flame, which I think works really well. And the only thing about it is the fact that that doesn't retract and you have to manually close it. But I have seen a few people come up with a couple of designs which do allow that to close when it comes back in. So I'm sure over the coming months we'll see a few options, and one of them would probably be, you know, the most stable one to try. But overall, that doesn't bother me too much. I just love it. I think he looks great. He's a very, very cool character built up in Lego. Now, the nearest comparison that I have to this, because I don't actually have the R2-D2, a friend of mine does, I don't, unfortunately, but the nearest comparison that I have to this is WALL-E. So when we actually have a look at WALL-E, you can get a good sort of feel for the size comparison. Now, this is a little bit dusty, I apologise, he's been out on display for quite some time, but you can get an idea for the actual amount of Lego that's gone into it. With BB8, it's substantial. And actually, even just sort of comparing weight, BB8 is significantly heavier. I wouldn't have said double the weight, but probably at least 20% of the weight of WALL-E. Now, what's interesting though is BB8 here in the UK costs around about 80 odd pounds or 85 pounds, whereas WALL-E was about 39 pounds. So it's double the price of WALL-E, and actually when you have a look at them, you know, and comparing them, that actually is quite a significant jump in price compared to that. Now, they're both Disney in the sense that WALL-E is a Disney character, and now BB8 as part of the Star Wars universe is a Disney character. So that extra cost, I guess, for that license would be similar. Additionally, I imagine that Lucasfilm probably still take additions on top of what Disney would normally take. So there's probably, I'm not saying I know this, but I would have thought there's probably a higher you know, cost on the IP as far as Star Wars than there would be for just using a normal Disney character, but I could be wrong, and that might be where the extra cost has gone in. Now, I don't know if that's something that George Lucas has set up with all his Star Wars characters, and as far as making merchandise, and whether or not he still has an arrangement where he still would receive some money from that, I have no idea. Don't know the details of the contract that they had, but I would imagine I wouldn't be surprised if there was just a higher cost as far as the IP on Star Wars is concerned. But from a build point of view, now this the BB8 set doesn't have any unique pieces. Obviously you've got BB8 as the little minifigure. He comes out in loads of sets. The only unique thing about the build was the actual sticker itself for that display, whereas with WALL-E he has the free printed panels. So you've got the WALL-E, there's two panels there, and obviously the solar panel here. So he actually does have some unique printing, which I imagine would have a little bit of an extra premium as far as the production. This set doesn't, and obviously there's quite a few extra pieces in this build, but comparing it and knowing as I've built it, the amount of small studs in there, there's a lot compared to WALL-E. So I know that there would be a slight extra cost on that, but I couldn't imagine it being too much more. So I do feel, if I'm being honest, that BB8 is a lot more expensive than I think he should be. Now, I picked him up at a 30% discount, so it was around about the 55 to 60 pound mark. And from my point of view, I was pretty happy with that cost. I think that was fine. You know, that's actually a good price for him. But as you can see, he's an absolutely fantastic build, really cool for display. He's obviously not a play model at all, even though he does have this kind of like playable fun aspect to him. They didn't need to put that in there, but I'm really pleased that they did. So that's the BB8 set, and hope you love him as much as I do. I recommend getting him, and it has made me think it would be quite cool to have R2 to sit next to him. But as it is, with Wally next to him, I think he looks great anyway. So overall, big thumbs up. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I look forward to doing another video again shortly. Take care.